I just took this out of the fridge. It had been hanging out there all night. So we shall see how this looks. Okay, so it looks a little separated. That's okay. That's normal. So let's see. Still very thin. So you can definitely strain yogurt. I'm gonna say this is a bust again. Maybe I just need, I'm gonna have Matt probably just go get the old milk we used to use. This local milk is just not working. I don't know why, it's so weird. So this isn't a waste. As you can see, it's very watery. What I will use this for is biscuits instead of buttermilk, waffles. What else have I been making for? You can use it as a marinade for chicken, things like that. So, or smoothies. That's what we've been doing too. That kind of stinks. I'm trying not to do a Walmart pickup order for simply because I want to use up what's in our pantry and our fridge a little bit. So I think next week I'm going to have Matt do a pickup. So I'm going to have him get some more just regular ultra pasteurized milk because that's what was working for me. And this clearly is not. So that makes me sad. Yogurt fail. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in a quart mason jar and we will use it for something. Okay, so I just thought if I don't have yogurt for Matt to bring to work, then I have to figure out something else for him to bring to work for breakfast, or he will just get takeout. So I am going to attempt to strain my yogurt, and I have these, we don't have this coffee maker anymore. It was a big like bun, huge coffee maker that we used for parties. So I have these mega coffee filters, and you could use cheesecloth too, but I'm thinking this is enough to hold a quart. So I just have a big Pyrex under here, just a regular fine mesh strainer, and then I'm putting my coffee filter on top of that. I'm hoping that the yogurt stays in there and maybe I'll be able to get some of the liquid out, is my hopes. So I can make it a little bit thicker, because right now, like I said, it's about the consistency of buttermilk. So I'm going to pour this in here and let this kind of strain all day. I think it's just gonna fit. Ah, it just fits, okay. So, I mean, already there's liquid coming out the bottom, and ideally I would like that liquid to be clear and not milky, because then that means the yogurt's just going right through. So, I'm going to let this strain for a while in the fridge, and then come back to it and see if it got even ever so slightly more thick. Would be very, very helpful. Okay, so now I'm on to Paul's little French toast sticks. So this is a 1/4 cup of pumpkin from the pumpkin puree I did yesterday. It's been in the fridge, something cool. And I'll leave the total recipe, or the whole recipe below. So I'm adding 1 egg. A 1/4 cup of milk. And then all of these spices just say a pinch. So a pinch of nutmeg, a pinch of clove, and a pinch of cinnamon. And then we're just gonna mix this up. And then it says to take 2 slices of whole wheat bread and cut those into 8 slices, or 8 sticks total. So each piece of bread you're cutting into 4 pieces. And then to just fry them up in a skillet with some butter. So I'm going to do that, and we're gonna see if Paul likes them. I'm using homemade whole wheat bread that I made, and it's a little bit smaller than like a commercial loaf. So I actually just cut mine into 6 pieces total. I have some more bread. If I have extra, I'll just keep going. But I figured if I sliced it into 4 pieces, they'd be too skinny and probably fall apart. So that's the only difference I'm doing. So let me dunk these in the pumpkin French toast and get them going. Paul's hungry. So here they are all done. they're so, so cute looking. Also, my kitchen smells amazing right now. This is actually 4 pieces of bread. So the recipe said it would do 2 pieces, but I mean, I didn't think my bread was that small. So I'm gonna have these with him and we're gonna see if Paul likes them. All right, Mr. Paul is ready and hungry. And Mosley's on standby. Mosley. Okay, Paul, here's your little fork. Ready? Here, I'll give you this big one. Let's see what you think. Those are pumpkin French toast sticks. Good job. Good job. What do you think? Is it good? Is it yummy? Yum. Okay, so much later, and we just got back from our walk. It's pretty cold outside. Paul is having some lunch. He's having, what are you eating? I made a quesadilla, cheese quesadilla, so he's having pieces of that and some Cheerios. It's a simple lunch today. And I'm getting ready to do the pumpkin pie that I was telling you about. It's called the Impossibly Easy Pumpkin Pie. This pie is impossibly easy because you don't need to make a pie crust. Just mix all the ingredients up in a bowl and watch. A light crust magically forms as the pie bakes. So we shall see. Also, if you watched my Walmart haul, you'll know that I bought 6 pounds of Bisquick for this and I only needed 1/2 cup. So there'll be more Bisquick recipes coming up in the future. But before I do that, my yogurt has been draining in the fridge since this morning, so it's been about 4 hours, and it looks pretty thick. I don't know how I'm gonna get it out of this coffee filter. I might have made my life worrisome. So we'll see how messy this is, getting this in mason jars for Matt's breakfast. And then I really wanna get this pie. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the pie first, because I really wanna get that in the oven and cooking, because it has to cool for 3 hours, and it's already like 2 o'clock. So let's do the pie first, and then I'll do the yogurt. Okay, so this is the pumpkin that I did up last night. So this is the handmade pumpkin from yesterday. And it says just to put all the ingredients in here. So I'm just gonna do it in order, I guess. So that's the pumpkin, and then 1/2 cup of Bisquick. I'll have the recipe below too. 1/2 cup of white sugar. A tablespoon of softened butter. I feel like I wanna work that in just to get the butter in, maybe, I don't know. And then, this part kills me, 1 cup of evaporated milk, and my can is 12 ounces, so I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the rest of it. So this is 1 cup of evaporated milk. Okay, so 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin pie seasoning. And it's not in my recipe, but when I was looking at my recipe, oh my goodness, Paul. It's not in my recipe in my binder, but online it did have, they did give a note what the swap was if you don't have pumpkin pie, so I'll put that below. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 eggs. All right, so now I'm just gonna mix this all around. Okay, that's it. I'm pretty sure I got everything. The recipe says to dump it in a, where did it go? A 9-inch glass pie plate greased with shortening. I just sprayed it with cooking spray, so hopefully that doesn't make that much of a difference. Put that all in here. Make sure I scrape all this goodness out. And we are going to bake this. It said on a rimmed cookie sheet, just in case you have spillover. And I have this on, don't mind the sill pad, it's got, I heated up vegetables for Paul for his lunch, so it's got zucchini remnants on it. So So I have it on a cookie sheet with a sill pad, that's good to go. And I'm gonna bake this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 to 40 minutes until a knife inserted in the center comes out clean. Cool on a wire rack for 2 hours. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. All right, you guys ready for this? Here is the yogurt. Can you see how much liquid came out? That is a little over 2 cups. And I did a quart of milk, so half of the liquid came out. But what the good thing is, I'm gonna put this in a bowl. So this is the strained yogurt, and if it's too thin, I'm just gonna add some of this, I guess whey is what it is, right back in. I am a little scared that it's stuck to this coffee filter and that maybe was not the best of ideas, so we shall see. I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, so this looks so much better. It's very, very creamy. I mean, it has the yogurt tang, but Matt will eat this thick, but I wanted to go space out a little bit more, a couple more days. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of this back in so it's more like just regular yogurt. You tell him, Paul. And not Greek yogurt. So I'm just starting with like 2 tablespoons. So there they are, the little yogurt parfaits. And I only put berries in 3 of them because there's only 3 work days left in this week for Matt. And that will be for Monday, so I'll put berries in that on Sunday so they don't get all bleeding into the yogurt, but Matt will be very happy. So I'll have to try that yogurt again, probably over the weekend, see if I can get it thick without having to strain it. So the pumpkin pie was good. It was a little weird. There was no actual crust like the recipe said. It was literally like really good pumpkin pie filling that had like the custard just set around the edge. It was good. I don't know if I'd make it again. And Matt was asking me if it was easier than making a regular pumpkin pie. And I said, not really. If you use an already done pie crust, then it really was the same steps. So I don't know if I'd be making it again. But I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was good. It's a little different. So I got all the dishes done. We're about to put Paul down to sleep. I'm gonna watch the Great British Baking Christmas show on Netflix. I haven't started watching that, so I'm excited. I'm gonna start watching that tonight. Tomorrow, I am getting rid of those decorations. Not getting rid of, I'm putting up the rest of the decorations so that those bins can go back in the basement and I can say it's done. And then all we have to do is decorate outside. So I hope you have a good night and we'll see you tomorrow.